Welcome back to our podcast.
Me? You're welcoming me?
Well,
I'm joking. I'm just messing around.
welcome to the audience.
Oh.
All four of you.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, there's cameras in here.
What an actor.
I didn't know. There's a big one right in front of me. Look how big that glass is. Okay, anyways. Get sidetracked.
If you need to see all of his cameras, go back to one of his TikToks where he has all of his cameras just like, oh, I need this camera and this camera and this camera. And I need this camera so I can film all my other cameras. And then if I reference this camera, here's this camera.
Fight me. Fight me right now.
Whatever pays the bills and lets me stay home with Asher. Our son.
Oh, I was wondering. Why was that name up there?
We referenced that in our last podcast, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
That's our son's name. He's pretty cool. This
Joe?
is
Joe Klein the third?
No.
Oh, okay.
There's enough Joe Kleins in the world.
Dang it. Calvin.
No.
Calvin Klein?
No.
Dang it. Okay.
Asher.
Asher Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Asher Lewis.
Good job. Okay. So here is the first segment. How much sleep did you get last night?
Oh, I'm asking you. I went first last time. How much sleep did you get last night?
So the previous night he woke up every hour, but last night he woke up every 2 hours. So he can go 3 to 4 hours, but he really showed me how much he loved me with every 2 hours. But it sounds like, oh, you get like 2 hours of sleep, not that bad.
Uh-huh.
But by the time you wake up, you grab him, you change him, you feed him, then you might change him again. Then you have to get him asleep and asleep enough to then transfer him back to the bassinet. And you're tired. And then in there, maybe I went to the bathroom, maybe I drank some water, maybe I ate something. That's a whole hour. And so then you're finally laying back down after a whole hour, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then it's another hour before you wake back up again to do it all again. So at least it wasn't like a 30 minutes. Like every 30 minutes you would try to wake up. But so I would say I had 4 1-hour stretches. And then because it was a rough night, you took him at 5:30 and then said, come down at noon. And so then I got about 4 hours and then 2 hours to just have to myself. So thank you for that, Joe.
Oh my gosh. You're welcome. You're welcome. Very welcome.
Did you want to ask me because I had a better night's sleep than you?
No.
How was your sleep?
My sleep was, I haven't really been sleeping at night. I mean, I wake up because if he makes a or anything, I'm waking up. A lot of times he's just active sleeping, so he'll grunt, he'll make noises.
Newborns are loud sleepers.
Yeah, he just makes noises, and he's still asleep. So I learned this the hard way on the first and second and third night that he came home from the hospital, that if you get up and walk over there every time he makes a noise, you're just going to be getting up for no reason most of the time. And so I still haven't gotten used to hearing his voice yet and not waking up.
Because you have to learn a balance.
Yeah.
When is it, okay, this is a time I have to wake up.
Yeah.
So it's helpful because our sound machine has a clock. And so you can kind of see if it's been a couple hours since he ate, then
yeah,
probably wants to get up.
So I didn't sleep very well, but typically whenever I take him in the morning, depending on if I'm going to do something or not, he will sleep for a long time. So we slept all the way to from that 5:30 to 10:30, I believe. Yeah. and then we woke up. Or I woke up and he stayed asleep until I gave him back to you. I changed him. I fed him and changed him at like 10:30, I believe, or maybe 10. Yeah, yep. At 10 o'clock, I believe, I changed him and fed him, and then he lightly napped longer. So, cha-cha.
Okay, first let's address the elephant in the room. Where is Asher? He is sleeping. We can hear him. He's sleeping safely in his bassinet in the next room.
Yeah, he is. He's all good.
So we didn't just like leave him someplace. But last time he was in our arms. But this time he was asleep, so we're not going to bother him.
Yes. Okay, so you want to kind of lay out what this podcast is going to look like?
Yeah, so it's kind of just talking about our experiences from the hospital, home, transitioning home, and then kind of what we've both learned, how we've worked together. And then we can end with like a cute little like, what's Asher's personality in like the 20-ish days that he's been alive, 20, 25 days he's been alive.
Okay, so hospital first? So what are we talking about from the hospital? Just everything in general?
Just kind of like afterwards.
Yeah.
And then like specifically, I would say like when we decided to go home.
Okay.
And why we decided to go home and not stay for days and days and days.
I'm ready. Okay, so I think last podcast we left off on we got to you got to press a button and we got to go through the hall as we got transferred to postpartum. And so they played baby music all throughout the entire hospital, which bothered Lauren.
I don't want to bother other people.
Because it bothered her because of the idea that it may be bothering other people.
Well, imagine somebody, they just like, had a major surgery. I don't know, got their like appendix out or something. And like, they're just sad or something. Or what if someone had like their leg amputated, or like someone has cancer or something like that, going through like the toughest time of their life, and it's like another baby.
Yeah, probably like, man, I'm glad that God still does good things. Despite
but
mine.
I don't want to bother anybody. Like, I'm so glad that my baby's born.
I would have pressed the button if you didn't, but luckily she pressed the button. Then we went to postpartum, which was like down the
10
hall,
feet away,
around the corner. Yeah. So in postpartum, let me see.
It was nighttime.
Yeah, I was there most of the whole. Like, I don't think I left really because obviously Asher was there.
That's when you got those.
Yeah, I went to McDonald's. I did go. Oh, I went and got sushi.
You got sushi and the McDonald's cookies and cream pie. So if you haven't had them, go get one.
Yeah, just try it out at least one time. I got 4 of them because you can buy a pack of 2. Like, they come in packs of 2, or you can just obviously buy one. And so, I mean, I'm not gonna spoil anybody's experience if you haven't tried it yet, but it was all right. I mean,
if you understand the apple pies, the like strawberry and cream pies, and then like the funfetti ones that they had a few years ago.
Those are holiday pies. They have those every year.
The holiday pies.
Yeah, those are my favorite ones.
Then like, if you know that quality, and then you go into it thinking like this isn't going to be like Cheesecake Factory cookies and cream.
Yep.
You're like, okay.
Yeah.
This is a solid $1 that I spent.
$1.29
for 2, right?
For 1.
Oh well. This is a solid $1.29 that I spent. Inflation.
I know, for real. But I guess throughout the whole process, really, we were just spending time with Asher until we got woken up every hour or bothered every hour by some new type of doctor, some new type of nurse, checking in on us for this, that.
So in postpartum, there are my set of doctors, my set of nurses, like post-op checkers. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know what you call that, but like someone who, because I had a major surgery, they were checking specific things that like nurses wouldn't check, that the doctors wouldn't check.
Mm-hmm.
And then Asher had his own sets of doctors, and he has to do all these screenings and all these like different milestones and checks, and his set of nurses.
Yep.
And then because you're kind of coming towards the end of your stay, then it's like, okay, hi, I am coming to do a survey, and like I'm trying to see if your nurses were good, or I'm coming to see if the doctors were good and nice to you, and okay, I'm the hospitality survey person. Like, was your room clean?
Actually, I did that. Those people came in every day.
Yeah, they came in like every day
that we were in postpartum. So
I was like, can you send me an email?
Yeah, we were like, I mean, they did just as good as they did the day before. Like, what else were you gonna say?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think if there was anything that really stuck out during that time, other than just the precious moments that we had with Asher, and our celebration meal. That was good. It was
The steak and lobster.
It was small. I am complaining a little bit. It was like not as much food as I wanted. What do you think it was for you?
I would say like the meat was small, but I would say that the sides were pretty typical.
Yeah.
To like, I mean, we live in Texas, and so I think that like Texas size portions are something that we are used to.
But it's a Texas hospital.
True.
Yeah. Also, you have to remember too, though, that we shared each other's meal. So think about if you would have
we
just ate
ordered
that lobster.
one lobster and one steak.
So think about if you would have only ate that lobster.
I was satisfied. I don't think it was. I was like super full because it was like a bread. There's a salad.
Oh yeah.
There was a whole.
quite
There was a
bit.
meal with 2 sides.
And we had dessert.
And then there was a dessert. So
And then we had like some Martinelli or some like Welch's.
it was like a Welch's white grape juice.
Yeah.
So I
to
think that
symbolize like wine.
like just all of it together, like it was a fine meal.
That's true.
But like if you're just looking at the plate,
Yeah.
that was not enough.
I just wanted more meat. Just wanted some more meat. But it was, whenever you consider everything, yes, it was enough. So we had a celebration meal. We also had our photo shoot, which, wait, am I missing something? Can you think of anything? Before we go to the photo shoot?
I think that there was one moment where, so I just had a surgery, and so personally I could not, it was really, really hard to get up, grab him out of the bassinet because my bed is lower and his bassinet's a little higher. I can see him, but like I need help. Someone needs to hand him to me. I don't think I did I maybe did like 2 diaper changes in the hospital. But other than that, it was like a nurse or you or something like that. But there was one night where it was like, he needs his diaper change. I can't reach him. I'm also not really interested in standing up right now, which I did stand up. I walked around. I sat like on the couch, the chair, whatever. Like I did what I needed to do, but it was like time to go to bed and I didn't want to get up. And so you called in the nurse that I had at that moment and you like asked her like, okay, how do I like properly change this diaper? And then how do I swaddle him back?
Yeah, I think I was mainly calling for the swaddle.
Gotcha.
But I was curious just to see how she would change it. Because, I mean, I guess to change a diaper is kind of self-explanatory. Like, it's pretty easy to do. But I wasn't sure about the swaddle. The swaddle is definitely not, like...
He tried solidly every single time to swaddle him. And I was like, there's a Halo, like, sleep sack with Velcro. Like, grab that instead.
Yeah.
But I think he was a little too small at that point for it.
Yeah.
And so it did make sense that you wanted to, like...
Swaddle him.
Really?
Yeah, he liked to swaddle. Yeah, and they're like swaddle...
the hospital blankets are
Yeah, they're like perfect size.
Yeah.
Like no extra material. So like you can really get it super tight without a lot of extra fabric. So because of all of
But I thought that was funny that he was asking the nurses to come in.
oh my gosh. You volunteered. You were like, you can ask the nurse to come in and help you if you want. You put that thought in my brain.
Right, because I was like, I don't want to get up right now.
Mm.
And you were like, well, what? And I'm like, I can't see.
Oh, yeah, it's true. So we got tired of being bothered because even at night, it wasn't only during the day. Even at night, throughout the entire night, they would come in there too, at least every hour and a half.
I had medication that I was taking, like,
Yeah.
so like at 2:00, like they were really checking vitals and all this stuff.
And Asher was doing pretty good. I mean, there were obviously like he would cry sometime, but not really a lot. And so we were like, we just want to go home.
Mm.
And so
we thought that we were going to go home on Wednesday, but on Tuesday they kept asking, like, do you want to go home? Do you want to go home? Do you want to go home? And I was like, can I go home? Because it wasn't my own bed.
And Asher was born on a Sunday, just for reference.
It wasn't my own stuff. Like, so they take a shower in my own bathroom, use my own toilet, like have the option to like go and grab like water myself or my own snacks.
Coffee, good coffee.
That, and I miss my cats.
I didn't, but whatever.
You were excited to see them.
No, I wasn't. I was excited to see how they would react to Asher, which they did not do very well in the reaction. But before I talk about them reacting, before we left the hospital, we were like, we need to do a photo shoot. So we did a whole photo shoot of me with Asher, Lauren with Asher, Asher with us.
And some individuals.
Oh, yeah.
Of Asher, not just of us.
Yeah, some individuals of Asher. And then that took about an hour and a half. They kept coming and checking and like, hey, are you good? Like, I thought you were ready to go. Because we had to get approved. We had to get like double, what do you call it?
I had to be cleared by my doctor and
he
had to be cleared by his doctor. And
to leave, yeah.
My doctor came in first and then he was like, we're leaving. And I was like, hold up, he has to get cleared too. Which, I mean, we both knew that I was doing well, he was doing well. But at some point we were just like, we're tired. Yeah.
So we went home. I cleaned as much as I could. Tried to unpack bags and put everything where it's supposed to go. Which I'm talking about this now, and it seems like this was like 2 months ago. And I just realized what I'm talking about is the same place we're in right now, and that's what I entered. It just doesn't feel like we've been here so much that it almost feels like a new place because I'm here so much more than I was before. Like, we really don't go in. I mean, other than to the park, to the store every 3 days, I mean, me a little bit more so. Like, we haven't been anywhere.
Mm-mm. We've gone on a few outings, but nothing like significant, really.
Yeah. So came home, unpacked everything, put it in its place, washed all the laundry, and then it was basically at that point postpartum time at home. Mm-hmm. Which at that time, I think originally what we were thinking is that, or I would say I'm just going to say what I remember you thinking is that you would go upstairs and not come back down for 3 days. That's what you originally thought.
Yes. There's like this recommendation that it's like 5 days in the bed, 5 days on the bed, 5 days around the bed. So as your body is healing, because yes, I had a major surgery. Mm-hmm. I was completely cut open, but whether or not I was cut open or not, like internally, like trauma has happened in your body. And so your body is healing, and you have 6 to 8 weeks of like internal healing that you can't even see. And so physically sitting down, resting, whatever. And so I just wanted that space to say like, okay, I'm going to commit to absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But if I want to get up, then we can get up. But I wanted to set the expectation really low and be like, I could possibly just want to stay in bed for 5 days, which 2 of them had already been in the hospital.
Yeah.
And so I was like, here's my expectation. If I do more, I will. Obviously safely, not like run a marathon. But
So she did not go upstairs, basically, which is fine. I'm saying like for like 3 days, right?
no, I did. I walked upstairs a couple of times each day.
No. I was saying basically like you didn't, because of your body and you didn't feel as bad as you thought you would. You didn't go upstairs and just stay for 3 days. Like you moved around a lot more than you thought you would have been able to before, which is good.
Yeah, I did. You made it sound like I never went upstairs at all.
Oh no, yeah. I was like, wait, do I want to share where our bedroom is in the house? But it really,
Bedroom's upstairs.
yeah, it doesn't really matter. Our bedroom's upstairs, so like obviously, yeah, she would have to go upstairs. So I'm trying to think. What? Oh, you know what? The first night at home was terrible.
It really was. But we both, even though like we probably got way less sleep that night than maybe we did in the hospital, I think that both of our like mental states
Yep.
of just we're home and like we're in the comfort of our own home, like that made all the difference. And so if we had stayed another night, we probably would have been just as tired, but our frustration with being just bothered,
Yeah.
like nobody came into our room and like asked like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Have you done this? Have you done this? Like, let me check your vitals. Let me check your blood pressure. And then like, let me look at him. Let me make sure he's okay. And
Yeah. There was, you know what? I forgot about this too. Whenever it was actually time to leave the hospital, I sweated like crazy because I was out in the car trying to figure out how to remove the car seat from the holster in the car. The base in the car. I could not figure it out. So I had to watch a bunch of YouTube videos, and then I eventually figured it out. And even like 3 days later, even after I had figured it out, I would still, like, your parents were here, and your dad had to show me how to do it again. I couldn't remember. That was the only thing that I would say I've been like, since we've been home, I've been like, I don't really, I'm so, like, I can't figure this out, other than maybe setting up the playpen thing. Your dad helped with that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In my defense, I will say that I asked you to put it in the car several times.
No, it was already in the car.
Right.
I had no problem getting it in the car.
Learning it. In my mind, I was like, I have so much going on my side that like learning the car seat and learning the stroller is your end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm more of a figure it out in the moment person.
In the moment person where I'm.
You know, sometimes you just got to sweat and figure it out, and I did, and, you know.
We all got home safely.
Yeah,
and
we sure did.
his car seat is safely in the car. And
what is one surprise that you think you've had since we've been home?
Surprise you. Like, have just blossomed into this, like, really good dad. And you're just, like, natural instinct is incredible. Like, I feel like I thought that you would be, like, nervous and, like, I don't know, like, apprehensive or something like that. But just your natural ability to, like, just be a dad and know what to do and, like, figure things out and do them well is, like, that surprised me a lot, which has been really cool and really sweet. And so, good job.
Thanks. Thanks, mom, wife. One thing that surprised me. I'm trying to think, honestly. Okay. The only thing that comes to my head right now, and I'm sure I may think of something here in a second. Dude, the trash cans fill up so quick. All of them. I did not expect that. The trash cans fill up so quick.
Well, I think when we are home, we're both
Yeah.
home. Like, I'm home probably like 24 hours a day. You're home probably like 20 hours a day. So all of the trash that we've accumulated the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously diapers.
Yeah.
And then you had the idea of like, instead of doing dishes, we're going to just buy a bunch of paper plates and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a small one. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's others. Surprise. I guess I've been surprised about Asher. In general, I think he just does well.
Yeah.
Like, obviously he's a baby, and so he'll get cranky. And then I think as new parents, like, we're also just growing patience, and so we don't really chill out for long enough to think why he's crying, because we're just frustrated in the moment that he is crying. But I think that he just doesn't he never cries for no reason. Like, he's always crying for a reason, I feel like.
Yeah.
And
which it could be like, I just want to be held, or that
Yeah.
startled me, or
Yeah.
I'm cold.
yeah, I don't even know if he cries because he gets startled. And if he does, he just wants to be like,
Comforted and soothed.
and then he goes right back down.
Yeah, I think that like he's cried probably for the longest time just because he had to like wait for something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's had to wait for his diaper to be changed, like fully changed. Like, by the time we like get him undressed, so like
Yeah.
the waiting is hard, or like by the time like we can get him out of his bassinet or out of wherever he's sleeping, like in his playpen or something, like, not the playpen, but like in his swing or something like that.
Or he's waiting for like a bottle.
Yeah, like
Or
a bottle
something
to
like
be
that.
made, or like something like that. Like that probably is like the longest time that he's cried. But once we like have what he needs, and we've gotten what he needs, or you run downstairs and come back or something like that, then I say like within a minute he's like calm. He's
Yeah.
never just like just cried and cried and cried, and we have what he needs or wants, and then
Yeah. No, I
he's
agree.
just like inconsolable.
I agree.
I've probably been more inconsolable.
No. Wait, what does that word even mean?
Meaning like I can give you like actually what you need right now, actually what you want right now, and comfort you like emotionally and like physically. And that would be like consoling somebody. But like if I've offered all of these things and then it's still just crying. Postpartum is hard
I think.
for mothers. And so that's why I would say that I've probably been more inconsolable than he is.
Yeah. How has, just in general, postpartum been for you?
So I was thinking that probably like compared to my anxiety from last school year, because last year was a rough year, but I was also pregnant, so that might have played a little
last year
bit.
you were pregnant?
Last school year, so from like August to May.
I didn't know you were ever pregnant.
That's weird. It's your baby, Joe.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Anyways, I think that amount of anxiety is probably the same. It just probably, I think, hits closer to my heart because it's my son and I'm very much responsible for my own son. Whereas the kids, or like my cat just walked in. I was like, how did my son learn to walk? I think that, like I could be done with school at 4:00, or I could, these aren't my kids, they're somebody else's kids. And so I'm going to do the best I can with the hour and a half that I'm given a day. And then after that, I can send them home.
Yeah.
So I think the anxiety is the same. It just hits my heart more.
Yeah.
I think it's my son.
Well.
So I think I'm okay, but still anxious.
I'm glad that you're okay.
Do you think I'm okay?
Anxious.
Maybe this isn't a conversation for a podcast. I don't know.
No, I'm thinking. I don't have anything bad to say. I think it's hard for me to tell if you're doing okay or not because I don't know how much you get overwhelmed throughout the day generally because I'm not with you at work. And so, like, when you were at school, as a teacher, like, obviously, I'm sure you got overwhelmed, but you would text me about those times, but I wouldn't actually see you in the moment being overwhelmed, like, versus now. Like, I see you in the moment being overwhelmed, so I'm just not sure how the two compare. Like, I don't think it's more, though. I think you're kind of saying just as much, like, anxiety, overwhelmed at times, but it's the same as if you were at school.
I think it just right now, obviously, hormones are getting rebalanced.
Yeah.
Lack of sleep, and then really significantly, like, it's my son. He is my son. He's our son, and we have to take care of him. We're completely responsible, and so that little piece probably adds a little, or all of those pieces adds more emotion.
Yeah.
Rather than just like I'm overwhelmed and frustrated.
Yeah. No, that definitely makes sense. Okay. Well, then on that note, what's one bad thing that has happened or that you've experienced since we've been home?
Probably something that hasn't gone as expected or as great is the fact that I was not prepared at all. I didn't know much about C-section recovery.
Yeah.
So I think that the anxiety around that,
like just not knowing what to do.
I think that I just have it's probably more fear, which anxiety could be related to fear. Just like I've never been cut open before. Like you've had like knee surgery and stuff like that before, but like my stomach was cut open. Like all my internal organs, like literally felt like they would fall out.
Yeah.
Like the first week or so, I would only like sleep sitting up because if I laid down, first of all, it's hard to get up if Asher needed me. But also the like just laying down, like the physical like act of laying down or even like rolling over to my side to get comfortable, I could feel my organs, and I don't even know really what was actually happening, but I could feel my insides just like plop to one side or the other. And it's just like, that's uncomfortable, plus my incision, plus like, I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so just all of the recovery, I don't know what's normal for any normal birth, but also I don't know what is specific to a C-section. And also there's like phantom pains where like my incision doesn't hurt, but there's like other areas that hurt that feel like a wound that's happened before. I've heard that be described, that just like you can like revisit the pain even though you didn't feel anything in a C-section, but you can kind of like revisit that pain and that like sensation.
That's crazy. Huh.
Yeah, and so it's kind of just like, ooh, that hurts. So I would say that's probably, I was very like set in my mind. I was like, oh, there's no way that I'll have a C-section. Here I am. One C-section later. And so I didn't know. And so the recovery of that with not knowing, that's probably been really hard.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think.
Our cats are literally fight squad outside.
They're crazy. Trying to think of something that's been bad for me.
Not really bad, but just not like hasn't gone as planned.
Oh, it hasn't
And
gone as
how
planned.
we've kind of revised that or done better.
The only thing I can think of at the moment, and I wouldn't even say it's bad, is that I never really, I know we have the bassinet in our room. I just never processed that like Asher really won't be using his room for a very long time, like months, over months.
The like official recommendation is that they sleep with us through the night in a bassinet in your room for the first 6 months. But I would say that we could realistically do naps in here on his own, just depending on his own sleeping schedule. Like fully on his own, not like watching him and not checking on him like every 25 seconds. Start transitioning that about 4 months. And if he, like, you can't, one organization can't prescribe 6 months to every child everywhere. But like, if at 4 months too, or 5 months, we decide like, oh, he can sleep well in his crib. He is a good sleeper. He's not,
Yeah.
there's nothing risky about that. If we can decide that like, okay, now he's able to do long nights. If we've done a few naps on his own and he does well, then we can transition him sooner than 6 months. But yeah.
Yeah.
It probably realistically about 4 months. So January-ish.
Dang.
No, not January. Like November, December.
Okay. Yeah. So again, that's like not bad or not. It's just unexpected. I just maybe not even unexpected. I just didn't even think to process through that. Like he really won't be in his room for a very long time.
That's why I didn't buy a mattress. There's no mattress in this. We have a crib because I got it free off of Facebook Marketplace, and then Joe like repainted it and made sure it like looked really good. But there's no mattress in here.
Yeah. So, but we'll get one soon because we think that he could start napping in here, maybe.
Yeah, in probably a couple months.
Yeah, or just with us, right? Can he nap in there? Like,
if we were in here and like this was a dark space, and just wasn't our room, wasn't your office or wasn't downstairs, he yes absolutely could nap in here. But the official recommendation is that you're watching them nap that first few months.
That's cool. I'm trying to think. What all are we missing? Did we cover?
He's been like a really good baby. He, has checked off all of his milestones that he's done for, the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, his growth.
He has
and all that
tummy
stuff.
issues, but like we have tummy issues. And so like if we eat something that messes up our tummy, like we just know how to deal with it. And he just probably he does get more frustrated because he's never had a tummy ache before.
Yeah.
So it's harder to sleep some days when he gets a little frustrated with that. But it's been nice. I think that it really, really helps that both of us are home. Because America doesn't really do well with parents getting time off. So the fact that you can work from home and that I'm able to stay home this year at least has been probably more of the game changer, that we can both communicate like, I'm frustrated. Would you like to take him?
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. It would be crazy if you were just at home by yourself right now, which a lot of moms are. Most moms are. And
then thinking about like, okay, this was 3 weeks, but realistically, like you only get 6 weeks. And so 3 more weeks, like this would be the halfway, and then I have to go back to work. And then you have to like, have enough breast milk, have enough formula, like figure out a daycare situation, like drop your kid off for 10 hours a day. Because by the time you pick them up after work, it'd be like 10 hours. And and then come home, do all your own chores, do like,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Canada gets a whole year. Did you know that?
Huh?
Canada, a whole year.
Everybody like that's the
Moms
law.
get a whole year.
Wow. That's I don't know. I don't know if I like that as a business owner. Like, did you have to keep paying them for a whole year and they're not even working?
You get a portion of your pay,
Okay.
and like obviously you would need to be like replaced, but it's not like full pay.
Oh, okay.
But realistically, it's like your job will be offered, or an equivalent job would be offered. And so technically, like if I was still teaching and I renewed my contract, like they would have probably, because of the way it was, like they would have probably replaced my position and then had like something different for me. Like I probably wouldn't have gotten to keep what I would have had.
Interesting.
But who knows?
Huh. I never knew that. I never thought. That's crazy.
I don't think that it would be full pay, but I'd have to look into that specifically what Canada gets. But they do get a lot more benefits.
Okay, so I'm going to cut this one here because we've been rolling for about 30 minutes now. Oh, no, not 30 minutes, about 40
No, I wanted
minutes.
to end on Asher's personality
Okay.
and what he likes.
Yeah, let's do it.
He is easygoing.
Mm-hmm.
He likes his hands in his face.
All the time.
He likes sucking on his pointer finger. It has to be bent, but he likes to suck on his pointer finger.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever seen that like white monkey, that like GIF monkey that's like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like, maybe you can show it on the screen.
Okay.
But it's like that white monkey that's like shocked, but what are you doing? I feel like that's what he's doing all the time. His arms are completely out and just like his hands are like stretched as well, and his face is just like kind of shocked, but also like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's his like go-to pose, I feel like. He is still in newborn clothes, and we've just switched to size 1 diapers.
Mm-hmm. The smaller size of the size 1 diapers.
Yeah, because we have, between brands, they're not all the same brand. Just like you might go get a small someplace and then a small another place, and they're different sizes. But we have a smaller size 1 diaper.
For him, yeah.
He doesn't like open spaces, and so he doesn't love his bassinet. And so we watch him sleep, obviously, in other spaces that are a little bit more cozy.
It's one of the reasons why he likes to be picked up so much.
He doesn't mind tummy time. He can kind of bob his head up and down.
I'll interjecting. Right, he likes baths, but he only likes it if the water's like a little bit, just slightly over warm, and then I have to make sure that the entire room is like pretty. I have like a space heater, pretty warm. He won't cry at all. He loves it all. Like he likes the water. Then he'll come out in the warm room, and he likes that too.
Yeah, I've wanted to set up like, you know, specific rituals of like dark space, sound machine, and then like the bath that Joe gives him, and bottle before bed that really signalizes that like it's nighttime, bud. We are going to sleep. Sometimes he gets it. Most of the time he gets it.
Yeah.
I don't even think that he realizes that there are 2 animals, 2 cats.
Yeah, he doesn't know. There's no. Yeah, I try to like put him by the cats all the time, and he doesn't do anything. They definitely run away from him. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything personality. What? Yeah, you hit it. Everything. The only thing I could say is like the bath. So, But overall, we love our little guy.
We do. We love him. He's so
doing
cute.
so well. He is so cute. We did a photo shoot.
He's getting darker. He's getting his melanin.
Yeah. We did a photo shoot recently, and those photos came out so cute. Shout out to Catherine.
Thanks, Catherine.
For hooking us up with those. But
if you are in the DFW area and you need a portrait, real estate, family, professional, check out Catherine Gann or the larger company that she works for, Daydream.
Yeah. Whoop, whoop. All right, that's it for this podcast. I am going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for checking it out. If you have not yet checked out any of our other episodes or seen the whole vlog, then definitely go ahead and check that out right over here.